here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. This is my second video on Adobe InDesign. Please take a chance to watch the first video. I cover a little bit some basics of the software interface, important places that for you who are a beginner or definitely are learning how to use InDesign, it will be useful for you. So this video I'm going to be creating a book. I'll go directly and start working on that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it would be great so you can keep yourself updated of all the softwares that I've been covering here in the channel. Without any further ado, I would just jump in. I'm going to start working with InDesign. Again, please watch the first video because I talked a lot about the interface, a few tools and important places, okay? But I will try to be clear on everything and cover all that we have to cover. All right, cool. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to click in present here just so we can see a little bit what's available. And then I will just change the size of my units here is for inches, so it's easier to see a little bit. I will stick with 8.5 inches width and 11, which is pretty standard size. I'm going to leave any portrait orientation. I'm going to start just with one page and absolutely nothing else here. Facing pages here means that one page is going to be connected to the other rather than separate pages. So I will stick with face pages and just my first and my last page will be individual pages, okay? Nothing I need to change here, top, bottom. There are the margins here. The margins are pretty standard already for this this template, and I will leave it that way. Bleed, this is going to be important, but I don't need to do any bleed here. I can just do that on a spot with guidelines. Slug, not important at all. And that's it. Things looks good here. I'm going to just rename my project to YouTube book. Just a random title, and I'm going to just click create. Cool. So here you can see there's my page here right now. I only have one page. In a previous video I told you that this is a very important section, pages. You're going to be working with this a lot, not necessarily with layers, and we're going to be using a couple of tools here. Paragraph is also very important, and we're going to be working with the paragraphs, and I will show to you why here paragraph styles, why they are important. Cool. Highly recommend you to work with Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator alongside with InDesign. InDesign is primarily, not primarily, you can be using InDesign for several things, but usually it's used for creating magazines, books, and documents of that sort. Cool. All right. Without any further ado, let's just start. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create more pages in my book, and let's just by clicking on the plus sign here, this plus button, and let's see how many pages I'm going to create. I'm just going to go with 14 pages. You can see that here my page 1 starts on the right, last page starts on the left. I can create this entire document as one single PDF document. And I can send this to some places they want just one document. If I'm going to create this as a magazine, they ask just for one single PDF. Vast majority, most of the places, they ask for two documents. One document for the pages and another document for separate documents for the covers only, front and back cover. Because I will not be creating, for the sake of the tutorial and time, I will not be creating two documents, just one document with the front cover and back cover. What I recommend you to do, especially if you're new in this, is to have a book right next to you, so you actually can really pay attention to what orientation is the front cover, what orientation is the back cover, and how you open a book and what's behind the front cover. so you know what is the first page, which is the front cover, the second page, which is the back of the front cover, then the next page, which is that page that usually also has a title and the name of the author. So really, it's good to have a book so you can use it, so you don't get yourself confused. Okay, very, very, very important. Because after you finish your project, then things are confused and disordered, and it's very, 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 it takes a lot of time for you to reorganize things out. Okay, sometimes. So we start right so you don't have to deal with the pain later. Cool. Because I've been working with this for a long time. I have a book here with me, but no need of that right now. All right, so I have the pages here. When you click on a page, it goes straight to the page. If you click 2 times, it goes straight to the page that you click 2 times. So I'm going to start with the front cover here, and it will be easier. And then later I'm going to go to these guys here, because this is going to be very important for you to understand how this works. Okay, this is called master pages, and that will be important. But one of the tools that I'm going to be using here is I'm going to be using this rectangle frame tool here right now. So this rectangle frame tool is not a shape tool. As you can see here, rectangle tool. This rectangle frame tool is literally a frame. Imagine like a picture frame, okay? So if I have a picture on my computer and I drag that picture into, let me just find an image here, a decent image, okay? Let's go to my download folder. One second. If I drag any image into this frame, let me see, what is this image? Let's just go with this picture here. Actually, this picture is too small. One second, let me grab a bigger picture. I selected tiny picture so it didn't show what it needs to be shown. Right here, a picture of my work actually. If you drag a picture, what happened is inside of the frame and just release, what happened is the picture get added inside of the frame. But the picture is not cropped yet. What's happening here is these frames that you can see, rectangular frames and other types of frames that you see, it works almost like a mask, if you know how to work with masks. If you click 2 times on a picture here, you can see the orange outlines here. That's the picture, and you can move the picture around. You see it? Okay, so you can make the picture bigger and just play with the picture. Okay, so and if you click outside, the picture will stay there. As you can see, the picture is really pixeled, and because on a view image here, you can see that screen mode is normal, not in preview. As well as the performance is a typical display. If I put a high quality display, you'll be able to see the best quality of the picture here. Okay. You also have sides. You have the rulers here around you, where you can just drag it guidelines just by clicking on top of the rulers, and you organize things out here for you to design your projects. I highly recommend you to use guidelines, and you also can lock those guidelines. If you say, oh, those guidelines are here, I need to lock them so I don't move them, just by going to grids and guides and clicking on lock guides. If you click lock guides, you are no longer able to move them. So again, you can resize this by just resizing it, as you can see it. So what I'm going to be doing here right now, I'm going to just add a title. Actually, I'm going to make this picture really, really big. I want to cover the entire image here, the entire page. And I want to make this as a detail. I'm going to hold Shift button to make this picture really big. Something like on those lines. I think that'll be good. Right there. And I'm going to just add a title here. Ideally, again, is you want to edit any image in Photoshop, so you don't have to deal with the image editing here, okay? Because it will not offer much for you to do in InDesign. Also, a lot of times I usually work with fonts in Illustrator, especially for front and back covers, but you also can work with fonts here, and you can be really creative here too. But Illustrator is always really good. It gives you some extra options. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add a font here. Remember, the title of the book is really funny. It's book, YouTube book. I'm gonna go ahead and add let me just move this picture from here because I want to show you the text. So the text is here already. Let me just delete and add the text again. I'm gonna go ahead and just click it, and I want to add the title right here. So it just starts here, and you can see now when I use the title, the font, the type tool, all this open to me. So there's a lot of things here, okay, that open to me that I can use, that I can play. So there's the size of the font, that's the type of the font, that the style of the font, there's the distance in between the fonts. I mean, there's a lot of things that I can do here, okay. There's the orientation. If I want in the center, you can see that this moves. There's paragraph as well, and we will be able to use this later when we add the text in a body, okay. So I will just go ahead and just write YouTube book, YouTube book. It's a really weird text. Actually, I will add YouTube stories right there. That's fun. That's better. And I'm gonna select my text here and just go ahead and make it that bigger. That's pretty fine right there. I will go ahead and click here and just change my font style. Let me see, interesting font here, Arcade. All right, this would be a good one, Arcade. I'm just, yeah, it's all centered, this and centered right there, really nice. YouTube stories. Let me just, there you go. And I'll make this bigger a little bit. Right there. And what I want to do with this title is to, you see this distance in between, I want to change the distance in between them too by working, let me see, actually it's not there. It's right here. Actually not there. Let me see, 0. Let me put 100% here. Oh, it's right here. This is the distance in between. There you go, right there. So you can see the distance stories. There's so many ways I could do this. I just could write 2 words and just drag that up. That'll be fine. So this is the job right now. YouTube stories. I will change the color by just select the entire font and just coming here. You can see this is the outline, this is the filling, and I will choose this bright green. Let's see what it looks like. There you go, right there. I will go ahead and for the outline I will click 2 times and I will choose a blue actually I'm gonna choose a red outline, and I'll make the outline thicker a little bit. You can see the outline is here. There is so many different colors, and the outline I'll make it thicker a little bit by, let me see here, by coming here to stroke and just make it a little bit bigger like this. I also can change I can make the edges around it, the font, completely geometrical like this, a little curved. I can change things out here. Okay, cool. It looks pretty good, pretty decent. Let me see, red. I'm gonna put this image back here. You can see YouTube stories. I can put it here in the middle, or yeah, in the middle would be okay. I can change the type of outlines to that's some of it, and as you can see, very limited compared to Illustrator and other. You know, if you put dots here, it's all dotted, the outlines, but it's very limited. Okay, so again, I usually do all this in Illustrator and then transfer things to InDesign. Good. All right, so if you want to see what actually the front cover look like, you would come here and put in screen mode, and you could put in preview. So this is the exactly front cover. This is what would look like. The front cover finish without any of the bleeding. So what you want is, you always want your work to bleed, because if you see that here the picture is going over the actual size of the paper, because otherwise you get to you will be risky of having the image missing and just showing some white space between an image and just the color of the paper. So you always want your image going over the size of the paper. Don't just go too close like this, but significantly a little bit further. Okay. All right, cool. Just pretty simple cover. Okay, mostly for the sake of this tutorial. All right, YouTube stories, the book. I can do a lot of things if I want to do. Okay, I just can go here. I don't know, create anything that I want to create here and add color in it. If I want, you know, you can do anything that you want to do. Let me see here. I'm gonna click. Let's see. Click on the back. Click on this. Hold on. Click on the pink. Click on the other one. Holding the Shift button. Click with the right button on everything, and I will go ahead and where is here, transform, arrange, and I will bring everything to the back because I want this pink thing right there. Really, really interesting front cover. All right, cool. Not the most interesting, but just fun. So I have the front cover now. I'm gonna go ahead and I will select this picture. I'm gonna copy, go to my back cover and just paste it there, and we just have the same cover there. It's pretty fine. So I have here the back cover, as you can see, and I have a front cover there. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now we're going to be working on the body of this this work here. Okay, so page 2 here is the back of the front cover, so I don't need anything on this page here, right? Don't need anything here. But on page 3, I need the same title again, and I will just copy this. Just holding the Shift button, I'm gonna just click on the pink and click on the font. Both are together. If I want to, these are two objects, as you can see. If I want to have them to be just one single object, I just can group them. Holding the Shift, just click on the pink, click on the font, click with the right button, and let me see if it has a hold on, it has a group button here. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna select both together. Hold Shift button. I'm gonna click on this just to select. Click with the right button and just group. So now I have just one object. They are two separate, but they are just one. They are a group of objects. And I will go ahead. I will copy this. Go to that page. to this page here, because this is the back of the front cover. I'm just gonna paste here. I'm gonna paste right there. I'm gonna write Joab Silva. Hold on. Go to font Joab Silva. Select and make this bigger. I'm gonna change the font here that I use. Let me see if it's. I'm gonna go with this font. Again, this is not the best thing, okay? It's more like very, very simple on how to create. This is a big distance here. Let me just, between the two words, there you go. There you go, right there. Better. So Joab Silva, I will just make this pink. I will use this tool here. Let me see if we have that tool there. Let me see. This tool here, which called eyedropper. I will just click on that tool. First of all, I'm gonna select my name here. Click on the eyedropper, and I click on a pink. So right there, it becomes the font that I just wanted the pink. So I'm just gonna go here to the contour. Click to contour here. Actually, this contour here. Go to the contour, and I don't want any outline. I'm just clicking on. Good, right there. Pretty simple. YouTube stories. There's an outline in this pink. I want to take off this outline. I kind of don't like it, and I will. Let me see here. Actually, let me just ungroup everything. Click on this again, and no, the outline. I don't like the outline. There you go. Right there. Cool. Pretty simple. It's funny because I was thinking about Barbie right now, the Barbie movie, YouTube stories. That's very interesting because everything has been pink for this last couple of months, weirdly. All right, cool. So I have front cover here, back cover. Okay, back cover, that image, first page when you actually open the book. Imagine this is the book open right now on a first page. Okay, so this will help you to keep track. One other thing that you could do too is to just hold the option button. I'm working with Mac right now. It's just to write this back covers back, front covers back, so you know cover back. Let me just change the font here. I'm going to put Arial so I actually can write front covers back right there. Okay, front covers back. I'm going to go back to this one here, which is this page 13, and I'm on page 13 here. Let me see, page 14, 12, page 13, this. And you also can see when you add any image on where you're adding. If you move this to this, you can see that's not page, what page is the 12, and page 13 is this. And I'm gonna put here back covers back, covers back. Okay, just to keep track, so you know exactly what's going on. Right there. Cool. So you can leave those two pages blank. All right, cool. So I have already front cover, first title page, front and back covers of the covers. And now what I'm going to do is to go over the text, how to add text to this book. Now it's pretty much one of the most important things in InDesign, okay? And that's what makes InDesign a very, very, very powerful software. Okay, which is highly, highly recommended and widely used by publishing companies, okay? And designers, you know, artists, and so forth. All right. Let me just copy a text here from Wikipedia. Immersive media. I'm going to type here. I'm just going to Google. Just give me a second. Immersive media. Wikipedia. And then I'm just going to go ahead and copy this really long text. I don't know much what it's about. Immersive media. That's an immersive media company, but we just can use that. Okay. Here in design right now, what you want to do, I'm going to just go back on preview, on view, and my screen mode, I'm going to just put normal so I actually can see the guidelines and what I'm going to be working. What I want to do here is to create a sort of a pattern that every single page has the pattern. But the pattern is without me working on each page individually, but working on a page, on every single page at once, because that will save me a lot of time rather than keep working on each page individually. Okay, so that's how these come along. Okay, these called master pages. Okay, so here you can see a page here that's a page on the left and a page on the right. And you can add master pages by just clicking on them and adding new parents. You see it. So this is very important, okay, and this will save you really a lot of time. So first thing that I will do here is I'm gonna I would just want to create something here to show to you what actually is gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna select the right page here. Okay. And I will click 2 times on the page. So the page is here, okay? And I will just add a circle to show to you what's going to happen. I will add a circle and a color on that circle, okay? Right there, just a black circle. So you can see now that a circle was designed on the side of all my pages that is on the right side. You can see, and if I try to go to the pages and change it, I'm not able to. So I only will be able to change when I select here. So these called master pages. Whatever you create on each one of these guys here, it will show on all the other pages. Okay, as you can see there, on all the other pages. Okay, right there. And you cannot edit because it was created in a master page. Okay, so but there's a way that you can add whatever you create here on each page individually. And first thing that you're going to do here is to click with the right button on each one of them. Hold on. Click with the right button. I held the shift button, so I selected both of them. And I'm going to go ahead, click with the right button and click in new parent. Okay. And I will rename this new parent as page titles. Okay. Right there. Okay. So I click on the page titles and just click on here. Okay. So we're going to be working with paragraphs too in a second, which will work with this page titles. Actually, I should not name this as page titles. Hold on. Let me just throw this in the trash, and I will create a new one. I will add here new parents. This is more for graphic. I will add here a small square on the bottom of the page, page bottom, okay, right there. And I will go ahead and click on the right image here, the right page here, you see, and I will make a little design here. What I want is, I want a little square on the side of, and I would change this to black. I just want a little design, maybe a design around the center of the page like this, a little design like this, okay? So you can see that it did not get applied to my pages, okay? So the design's here, and if I want to apply the design to the page, I just can come here, hold it, and drag it to the page that I want to. So you can see I'm putting a page 5. I want to put on a page 9. I want to put on a page 11. So if I go to the page 5, you can see it's there. It's not on this page here, on a page 7, but I can go ahead and add on a page 7 right there. You see, I just added, okay? So this creating master pages help you to add the design specifically how you want, on what pages you want. Or when you click with the right button, you can apply this parent or this master page to all the pages in your document, okay? So these save a lot of time, lots of time. If you make a circle here and say, oh, guess what? I want this transparent circle to be on in all my pages. Okay, let me just change the color. I will go with this color, and I will make this, hold on, a little bit more transparent by coming to, let me see if there's any option here for me to do that. Let me see, okay. And that's kind of the thing that I told you about working with Adobe Illustrator for Photoshop, that you can edit images easily. All right, let's just leave it this one here for now, like this, okay? So I want this circle to show on all my pages. So I'm gonna go ahead to pages. It's already showed because it's here, as you can see. The reason why I showed, because this page here on the right is already applied. I applied already, I drag it, remember? If I got the circles and put this circle here, it's not gonna show here because I did not apply to all my pages. But I can go ahead and just add the circles where I want to, right there, okay? So you can see the circles there that I'm not able to move. So you can see how those pages are added. So how it saves a lot of time from editing each individual page. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so you know how then you can create a tons of master pages just by clicking with the right button here in the new parent, and you can just keep text, keep renaming, and creating tons of master pages and applying those master pages to your document. Cool. All right, so the book is looking good. Okay, I already have some of the design for the pages. Things are fine here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be working with paragraph styles, and this is very important because now is the time that you're gonna add the texts in your book, right, in your magazine. Okay, you already know how to add pictures, how to work with sort of masks, but now it's how to add text into your document and add this text. So the first thing that you need to do, okay, first thing, let me just put the pages here, is to go here to type in paragraph styles. And this paragraph styles, I'm going to leave this tab here because it's a lot easier. It's easier for me to see. I'm also gonna come here and go to pages. I'm gonna just have pages here. I think they'll be better. So I just want to have my page tab here and my paragraph style right here. Okay, so working with both side by side, it's a lot easier. Okay. All right, so what you're going to be doing here now is you will be creating styles for your texts. For example, a style just for the title of the texts, for every title, or chapter 1 has a style, chapter 2 has a style, chapter 3 has a style. It's pretty much working, it's almost like similar to work with master pages, but this with texts. So basic paragraph here, you can see there is one already here, right? That's a paragraph style here. So this paragraph style, I will show to you what this paragraph style is. If I come here and paste a text there, as you can see, let me just go and click on a page first. So you can see a text here. This text here is based on this basic paragraph style. If I click on this paragraph style 2 times, this is what's going to open. And this is what you're going to see, everything about this text style, this paragraph style. So let's go over a little bit here to see. So general, based on, no paragraph style. There is no styles because it's basic, right? This is the type of fonts that was used for this style. That's a regular, the size. You can see some advanced character formats. There are some spacings left, intent, first line. So everything about this text you can see by just clicking on here. You'll be able to edit the whole thing. And after you click OK, you will just save the style that you created. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just create a new paragraph style. Okay, so I'm going to just get Ctrl Z and go back here. I want to create a style to show to you. So the style that I'm going to create in here, see paragraph style 1, I'm going to click 2 times. And I'm going to name this as a chapter titles. Okay. So for chapter titles, you already know that chapter titles are usually a little bit bigger. I want to choose a decent font for this. As you can see, I'm not able to see the font, what it look like. So what I would recommend is you come here, you find the font that you want to work for that style, and then you choose there in paragraph style. Okay, so let me just stick with, let's see, I'm going to choose with this sample font here. Okay, that simple font. I'm going to click, I know that's sample font. I'm going to go ahead, type here sample. Let's see. Let me go to sample fonts. It's not finding the font family here. Let me just go from scratch. That's all we're finding. Let's see, sample font. Let me find. Sneakers, symbol. Some, let me see if I can find that on as sample. Let me just cancel and click one more time because I was not able to find the font. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find. Actually, let's just choose a different one because I cannot find that for some reason. So I'm going to click 2 times and I'm going to just choose a font here. I'm going to just go to morph font and we can see what it is. So there's a bold, italic, There's a size that I can choose. I'm going to just choose like 20. I don't need anything else here. Let's see. I will, let's see if there's anything else here. Usually chapters are not hyphenated. And usually chapters are pretty small, but there's hyphenation here. I can just take this off just in case. Hyphenates, nope, I don't want hyphens. Don't want my words to be broken down in two. So this is the paragraph style name. I'm gonna rename this for chapter titles. All right, cool, and I'm gonna save OK. All right, so I have chapters titles here. Now I'm gonna create another one that says let's see, I'm gonna put text body, okay? And for the text body, I'm gonna choose a different, I'm gonna go with Times New Roman. And the size of the fonts, I'm gonna just put 12. Let me just go back again. I click enter, 12, that's pretty good. For the margins here, I can just type 0.5 in a margin left intent. And I would just click OK here, okay? Well, they're good. All right, I'm going to use my guidelines here to, as you can see, I am right here on a page 4. But I want to use my guidelines here to find out where I'm going to add the title, okay? What I recommend you to do is, because you're going to have multiple titles, chapter titles, you go to create a master page if you need to, and you can add, I mean, you could create a master page or just use any other master pages that you have, but I will go ahead and just create another one, master page. Hold on. Click right here on the master page, new parent, and I'm gonna title chapter titles. Chapter titles guidelines right there, GL. Cool. And I will go ahead and I want to make the guidelines for the titles. So I'm gonna make the titles right here actually a little bit more down. Let me just change my guidelines, which is all locked. But let me just move my guidelines. All right, a little bit of the guidelines right here. I'm gonna add guidelines. My chapters will actually not this side though. My chapters page will always be added on this side here on the right page. All the chapters there. I'm gonna make the chapters a little bit down here. Cool. And my text is gonna start from here to the bottom. Okay. All right, excellent. I don't need these guidelines. I just bring it back up, and I'm fine. Cool, wonderful. Remember the title inside of here, and the text, the body text is here. Okay. Especially in this page that has a chapter name. All right. So what I'm gonna be doing here now is I will go to my tool. I'm gonna type here chapter 1. Okay. I'm gonna choose this tool to be in the middle, and I will type chapter 1. Okay. So the best thing about the paragraph style, I just select this and click on the chapter titles. It got automatically added. You see that just came to the side. The reason is because it came to the side and is smaller this because it is smaller. And I want to adjust this rule here. So let's see. So the alignment's on the left. I want the alignment in the center. And if I save, look at that. I also want this title bigger. 20 got too small. I would just go ahead and I'm going to put 50 points here. Let's see. 50 points right there. And I'm going to click OK. Right there is much bigger and pretty nicer. Nice, right? So this works nice for me. Remember, I am working on the master page, and I don't want to work in a master page. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and organize this chapter here. Make sure that things are perfect. Good size. Everything's fine. I'm gonna copy this and delete because I was on the master page. But I'm gonna go back to my page. Let me just start with the page B here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add the guidelines in the page. Hold on. Guidelines from the right on a page B. On a page, this page here 9, and the book's gonna have two chapters only. Okay. So let me just go to the page. Let's see this page, the page C. Okay. So you can see that master page was added on this page. I'm gonna just copy and paste my text here already. This is with the let me actually rename again. Let me just add right here any type of text. I'm just gonna write chapter 1. So when I added the text body, the chapter titles on this chapter 1 here, look what happened. Hold on, got too small. Hold on. Let me start another text because actually right there, it's bigger enough. I'm gonna go ahead and add the chapter titles. It changes immediately. Okay, very, very nicely. It got added there, chapter 1. Let me change the guideline a little bit because actually that's pretty okay. Let me go back to my page 8 right there, really decent. Okay, the guidelines are supposed to have the guidelines rise a little bit down. Let me just change a little bit down here. Let me see what it looks like when it's too much. Let me see where I am right now. It's right here. Let me go to right here, I think. Let me go back to page 8. That's good. Again, you're just gonna organize your guidelines according. I can make this a little bit bigger. I mean, I don't need it to organize this right now, but it's pretty fine. I started the font from the guideline, and they will be all pretty much looking like the same. So chapter 1 here. I'm gonna go ahead to the page C, and I will. Again, I need to start from here. I'm going to put chapter 2. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because chapter 2. And I'm going to just add my chapter titles. And you can see it goes straight forward to, so you see it's perfect there. I'm 1 and 2. Perfect. Okay, you're all centered. Very nice. Right. Now I want to add the text. Okay, let me just grab my text again and tell you one of the best things about text here. So you have the text, and then you say, remember I already have the text body here, and you say, oh yeah, how do you text passing from one page to another page, right? So here is the trick. Okay, really pay attention because this is very important in design. Okay, I'm gonna go to chapter 1 page here. I already copied my text it's copied here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, click with my button right on a guideline, draw my text box, and then release. Okay. So I have a huge text box here, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to paste my text inside the text box. And you can see it's missing the I here. Okay. So my paragraph style, the text body wasn't added yet. Okay. And I will add it. So I'm going to go ahead here, copy everything, and just add the text body right there. So the point 0.5 space is this, and I will adjust this right now. So I have my text body, and this is the one. Okay, I'm gonna put 0. I'm gonna save it. Also alignment in the center. I don't want alignment in the center. I want on the left. Okay, so right there, everything's fine. I can go ahead here and just click in a tab, or better, I can go ahead in my text body and find the rules for the paragraph. Let me see here. I have the tabs. I can change things out here. You can see where the paragraphs will be. Let me just cancel this so I don't mess up the whole paragraph. And because when you paste the text, it will be all separated by paragraph, which is really, really, really nice. Okay. So let me see. Hyphenation here is not hyphenated, so the words will not be broken down. Let me see. Basics, tracking position. Let me see. Intent spacing. So left intended. Right intended, everything is aligned to grid. Tabs, let me see this tab here and add right there. And let me see if hold on. Okay, let me see if you will create a paragraph like this. Okay. Right there, perfectly. So I just added a paragraph, and whatever text I paste, it will show paragraphs when paragraphs actually starts. Okay. All right. So the font already got chosen. I can choose a different font if I want to, just by going to text. And so yeah, I don't like Times New Romans. Let's just go to pink. Let's see. This one here, Wawati, and you copy. So then I have that font added to my text. Okay. Very interesting. All right, so let me click this 2 times so here you can see. All right. Now, where is I copied a lot of text and I want to continue the text on the next pages. Here's the best thing. Right here, look, you can see this red plus button sign here. When you see this, what this means is that there is more text that inside of this text box that needs to be released. Okay, so the way to continue this text here is by going to your next page. So I'm on page 5 here. I'm going to go to page 6, and I make this is smaller a little bit. I don't have any guidelines here. Okay, I don't need it. I will go ahead, if you need any mark here, make master pages. Okay, I'll go ahead, select the I don't need, actually let me just go back here again. I don't need to select. I need to click on here, go to the text box, to this, and just click it on it. Okay, just click on. So you can see now that I'm carrying a bunch of text on my mouse cursor. Click it on it. Go to the next page that you need to add, which is the page 6. So you can see here. Draw the text box and release the button. When you release the button, you can see everything very nicely copy too. Again, there's more text here because the red button, red plus sign is here. I need to click it, go again to my next page, and draw a text box, release it, done, right there. So that's the end. You can see you don't see the red plus sign anymore. That's the end of my text. Okay, so you can see how very nicely the chapter 1 and the chapter 2 got added, right? How really solid things became here. So what you can do here now is just to have a preview by just going to View, Screen Mode, Preview, so you can actually see what your book looks like. Okay. You also have an option for overprint preview. Hold on, overprint preview here, the screen mode presentation. So you can see this very nice. You can just by clicking with the right with the button, you can see the pages of the book, which is really nice right there. Just clicked. Looks really good. Everything's really fine. So adding numbers, all those things are pretty easy to add numbers. But this is like the very important information on how to add text on the pages, and how to add some design, how to create a cover, how to work with pages here, master pages, and paragraph styles. So this is very important, okay? Really hope this so far can be of great help for you. And now we're gonna go to our last part, okay? So we have our book created here. Obviously I don't want to continue chapter 2. But we have our book created, everything looks good here. So I told you in the beginning that you can save this whole work as a PDF. You can export the PDF by going to File, Adobe PDF. Usually the 2008 or high quality print, it's pretty fine. But 2008 is pretty standard, widely used all over the place, okay? You can save as a PDF. For example, if I click here as a PDF on export, hold on, let's go back here. Right there, Adobe PDF print. Let me just go back again. It feels like I didn't click right there. PDF, yeah, so I just go ahead and save it. You can see the, it's pretty straightforward. But there are some places that they will ask you for the InDesign files, and you cannot send the just save the save as and send the InDesign file. And the main reason is because you have items here. For example, this picture that I have on the front cover, it comes from my download folder. When you save an InDesign file and send it to anybody to print, this picture is going to be missing. The font is might not going to be working because maybe the person who's going to open this InDesign file on their computer doesn't have this font. So how do you send all these styles of these documents? These fonts that were used for the text, for the chapter, for the title, and also this picture. You cannot just send through email, okay? You don't want another person to start editing your work. You want to send this document exactly like it is right now and ready to be edited in InDesign. How you do it? You're gonna come to this file here, to File, and you're gonna come to the magic place, which is called Package. Okay. So when you click in Package here, this pop-up window is gonna open, and this is one of the best things about InDesign in terms of saving projects. Okay. So these sections here will give you absolutely everything about this document that you just created. So it shows how many fonts I use for the document. It shows how many colors is part of it. So here show the names of the fonts. Here shows also the images that were used for the project and where were used. The colors, which cyan, magenta, yellow, and black are the colors used for print. There are print settings here in the external plugins, which I don't have any. When you click in package to save it, here says publication must be saved before I continue. Let me just save this document very quick. I'm going to save in desktop while they're saved. Now I have here create package folder. When I click in create package folder, what's going to happen is you're going to get this pop-up message, which is very important. Okay, so make sure they read it. This is warned here. So restrictions apply to copy font software for use by a service provider. You are required to comply with applicable copyright law and the terms of your license agreement. For font software licensed from Adobe, your license agreements provide that you may take a copy of the font you have used for a particular file to a commercial printer or other service provider, and the provider may use the font to process your file, provided the provider has informed you that it has the rights to use that particular software. So this is dealing very precisely and specifically with fonts. So typography and fonts there's a whole universe of it. So whatever font you are using, you make sure that you are the person creating those fonts, and or you have fonts that doesn't have it, that's a free for you to use it. Okay, so be aware of that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click OK here. When I click OK, what InDesign is doing now is creating a package for me, and I want to show what is inside of this package for you. Okay, which we will finish this tutorial to show to you what actually is inside of the package. So you can see that the package is right here, YouTube book folder. So when I click on this package to open, here is the best thing. So I have a copy of the PDF of the book. I have two InDesigns, the ENDD is the InDesign file. I have document fonts. I have all my fonts here that I used in my project. And I also have links here. I have the image that I used to create a cover. So these documents here, when the person opened this in InDesign, everything will be linked to this document here, okay? Which will save the person lots of time to edit your work. Also a lot of money for you, so you don't have to pay someone to edit the book exactly the way that you created, okay, in InDesign. And that's kind of pretty much that what covers and how to create a book / a magazine in InDesign. Okay, I really hope you have a really good time and really enjoyed this project. Please subscribe to the channel. It would be great to have you over and supporting the channel, and I hope you can create your projects great. And I see you next time. All right, bye bye.